Welcome to today's zoology class. Today we are going to discuss about a different topic, that is sex determination. So what do we mean by sex determination? So it is the process of or the mechanism of fixing the sex of an individual at the time of fertilization. So in a sexually reproducing organism, we know that a new individual is produced as a result of fertilization of the male gamete sperm and the female gamete ovum. So these two gametes fertilize to form a zygote, and the zygote develops into a new organism. So the question is, the newly formed individual or the zygote develops into which organism? Male organism or the female organism? How does the determination take place? What decides whether the would-be organism a male or female? So this mechanism is called sex determination. The pattern of sex determination or the mechanism of sex determination is different in different organisms. Here in this class, we are discussing the chromosomal mechanism of sex determination. So certain chromosomes play a key role in determining the sex of the individual. So this is called chromosomal mechanism of sex determination. The chromosomal mechanism of sex determination itself is of two types. One in which the type of chromosome, certain types of chromosomes involved in sex determination. So type of the chromosome, certain types of certain chromosomes determine the sex of the individual. And certain other cases, the number of chromosomes or the haploid number or diploid number of chromosomes determine the sex of the individual. So first let us consider the type of chromosome or chromosomal types in determining the sex of the individual. So as far as the chromosomal mechanism of sex determination is concerned, early indication regarding the role of chromosome in sex determination was provided by a scientist called Henking in 1891. So Henking was a cytologist. He was studying gametogenesis under microscope of certain insects, and while studying the gametogenesis in insects in 1891, he could observe certain colored things, the presence of certain colored things, colored substances, colored structures in the sperms and ova of insects. And he did not know what was this colored objects or colored substances. So as he did not know what was it, he simply called it X body. So it's a common thing among scientists to denote something which is unknown with X. Even in mathematics we use the term X. We say suppose this value be X, like that. So he called it X body. because he did not know what was it. And later, and he also concluded that, he also discovered that, he also understood that as far as males are concerned, 50% of the sperms contain the sex body and 50% without the sex body. And in ova, all ova were with the sex body. So in a male, 50% of the sperms produced were with X body, 50% without X body. That means half of the sperms produced with X body and half without X body. In the case of females, all ova produced were with the X body. So, he had an idea that this X body, whatever it may be, has some relation, some connection with the sex of the individual. And later, the studies about the chromosomes progressed, and scientists could understand that what the X body called by Huygens is actually a chromosome. So later, it was known by X chromosome. The X body of Huygens were later called X chromosomes because it was known to the scientist as chromosomes. So it was called X chromosome. And as it was understood that this X chromosomes has some connection, has some role in determining the sex of the individual, later it was called as sex chromosome. So X chromosome or sex chromosome. Now this pattern of sex determination are of three categories, three types. Certain types of chromosomes determine the sex in three different ways in different organisms. The first pattern is called XX-X0 pattern. XX-X0 pattern. So this pattern of sex determination is seen in the case of insects. Certain insects, not all insects, certain insects. Here, the female insects are with the two sex chromosomes. They are called XX chromosomes. They are homologous chromosomes, XX chromosomes. Of course, they have autosomes. Certain number of autosomes they have. You know what is autosomes? There are two types of chromosomes in individuals, autosomes and allosomes. Autosomes have no role in determining the sex, and those chromosomes which have a role in determining the sex of the individual are called allosomes. Allo means different. They are different chromosomes, different from autosomes, and their role is to determine, they have a role in determining the sex of the individual. So, insects have autosomes. Apart from these autosomes, they have allosomes or sex chromosomes also. So, in females, these female insects have two X chromosomes as allosomes, and the males have one X chromosome as allosome. So, females are with the XX chromosomes as allosomes or sex chromosomes, and males have only one X chromosome as allosomes. The counterpart of the homologous pair is absent. So that is called X0. The counterpart of that one X chromosome, as homologous chromosome, is absent. So it's called X0 type. So females are XX and males are X0. During gametogenesis, the females produce X of all the same type with the X chromosome. You know the law of segregation. During gametogenesis, the two X chromosomes in the male segregate and enter into separate gametes. So one X chromosome will go into one egg and the other X chromosome would go into the other gamete, other egg. So practically all the eggs, or the ova would be with X chromosome. That means all the eggs are of the same type. This condition is called homogametic condition. An organism which produces the same gamete during gametogenesis is called a homogametic individual. So female insects are homogametic, producing eggs of the same type, with all the eggs with the X chromosome, all the ova with X chromosome. Whereas male insects are heterogametic. Hetero means different. Heterogametic. They produce two types of sperms. Half of the sperms with X chromosome and half of the sperms without X chromosome. Of course, they have autosomes, but X chromosome would be absent in those sperms because the male have only one X chromosome. During gametogenesis, this X chromosome enter into 50% of the sperms, and 50% of the sperms cannot get the X chromosome. They are without X chromosome. Okay. Now let us come to the fertilization. When an egg with X chromosome, all the eggs are with X chromosome. So an egg fertilizes a sperm with X chromosome. Again, the diploid condition is regained and the zygote will become XX with two X chromosomes. That zygote will develop into a female organism. And when an egg, of course with X chromosome, fertilizes with a sperm without X chromosome, the zygote will become X0 and the zygote will develop into a male organism. I think this is clear to you. So, female insects are homogametic. They produce same type of eggs with X chromosome, same type of ova with X chromosome. All the ova produced would be with X chromosome. Males are heterogametic. They produce two types of sperms, half with X chromosome and half without X chromosome. During fertilization, when an egg fertilizes with the sperms having X chromosome, would produce a zygote with the X pattern, and that would develop into a female organism, a female individual. And when an egg fertilizes with a sperm without X chromosome, that would produce a zygote with X0 pattern, and that zygote would develop into a male individual. So this is the pattern of sex determination, chromosomal pattern of sex determination in the case of certain insects, not all insects, certain insects. Okay, now let us come to the next pattern of sex determination, chromosomal sex determination. That is XX-XY pattern. XX-XY pattern. This is the pattern of sex determination of human being. In our case, this is the pattern of sex determination. And also certain insects like Drosophila or fruit fly. In fruit fly also, XX-XY pattern of sex determination is there. There is a human being also. Here, females are again homogametic with two X chromosomes. And the males are heterogametic with X and Y chromosomes. One X chromosome and one Y chromosome. What is Y chromosome? Y chromosome is morphologically different chromosome. X chromosome is rod-shaped chromosome, whereas Y chromosome is a hockey stick-like chromosome with a bent end. So that is Y chromosome. So it is a morphologically different chromosome. Females are with a pair of X chromosomes as allosomes or sex chromosomes, and males are with one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. So males are heterogametic and females are homogametic. So as in the case of insects here also, as females are homogametic, females produce all the eggs or the ova with X chromosome. And males are heterogametic, they produce two types of sperms, 50% with X chromosome and 50% with the Y chromosome. In the case of human being and certain insects like Drosophila. And let us come to the fertilization. When an ovum, of course with X chromosome, fertilizes with a sperm with X chromosome, the zygote would be XX pattern. Zygote would have XX chromosomes, 2X chromosomes, and that would develop into a female individual because females are XX. And when an ovum fertilizes with a sperm with Y chromosome, then the zygote would be XY, and this zygote would develop into a male individual. Okay, this is the case of human beings and certain insects. Here also, the females are homogametic and males are heterogametic. Now let us come to the next pattern of chromosomal sex determination that is prevailing in the case of birds. In birds, slightly different chromosomes are there. Not X chromosome or Y chromosome, but morphologically different chromosomes are there as allosomes. And they are called Z chromosomes and W chromosomes. Z chromosomes and W chromosomes. Here, males are homogametic. Not the difference. Here, males are homogametic, not the females. Not females, but males are homogametic. As males are homogametic, they have allosomes, Z chromosomes. So, male birds have Z or a pair of Z chromosomes as allosomes or sex chromosomes. So they are homogametic. They produce the same type of sperms during gametogenesis or during spermatogenesis. They produce the same type of gametes or the sperms with the Z chromosomes. Whereas females are heterogametic. Female birds are heterogametic and they produce two types of ova. 50% of the ova with Z chromosome and 50% with the W chromosome. ZW pattern. Okay, now coming to the fertilization. When a sperm fertilizes an ovum with the Z chromosome, and this zygote would develop into a male individual. Not a female, but a male individual because males are with the Z chromosomes. And when a sperm fertilizes an ovum with the W chromosome, the zygote would have ZW pattern, ZW chromosomes, and that would develop into a female individual. Because females are having ZW chromosomes as allosomes or sex chromosomes. So in the case of birds, males are homogametic and females are heterogametic. Males are with a pair of Z chromosomes, so they are homogametic, producing the same type of gametes, same type of sperms with Z chromosomes, and females are heterogametic with ZW sex chromosomes, and they produce two types of ova, 50% with Z chromosomes and 50% with W chromosomes. So these are the three patterns of chromosomal sex determination as far as the type of chromosome involved is concerned. Okay, now in another pattern of sex determination is with the number of chromosomes or ploidy of the chromosome. What is ploidy? Ploidy is the total number of chromosomes present in a cell. That is the ploidy, or number of pairs of chromosomes present in a cell. It's called ploidy. We have haploid condition and diploid condition. So whether the organism is haploid or diploid determines the sex of the individual. In some cases, best example is honeybee. In honeybee, the sex determination is haplodiploid condition, haplodiploid mechanism of sex determination. Here, the male individuals are haploid individuals. What do you mean haploid individuals? Every cell in the body is haploid. They are haploid. In honeybee, the haploidy is 16 pairs of 16. The chromosome number is 16. And in the male honeybee, in the female honeybee, it is 32. Diploid condition. Okay. Or in other words, when males have 16 chromosomes, females have 16 pairs of chromosomes. Okay. Males produce sperms by mitosis. Not the difference? Not by meiosis. Here the sperms are produced not by meiosis, as in other cases. Here sperms are produced by mitosis. So as a result, you know that the chromosome number remains same. So sperms are also with 16 chromosomes. Okay. So and the females, they have 32 chromosomes and they produce ova by meiosis. They produce ova by meiosis. So ova are also with 16 chromosomes. Because females have 32 chromosomes and by meiosis the chromosome number is reduced to half, and all the ova produced are with the 16 chromosomes, n number of chromosomes. And now, when fertilization takes place, sperm fertilizes with the ovum. 16 plus 16, the chromosome number becomes 2n, 32 in the zygote, and the zygote develops into a female individual. Because females are diploid, a female individual. But not all the ova are produced, not all the ova are fertilized by sperms like this. Certain ova develop directly into an organism by parthenogenesis. I know you have already studied what is parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis is the process of developing an individual from an ovum without fertilization. So in honeybee, these individuals will retain the haploid and they become male individuals. Okay, let us see once again what is the condition of honeybees. In honeybees, males are with n number, they are haploid, they produce sperms by mitosis. So sperms are also with the n number of chromosomes, 16. Males are diploid with the 2n number of chromosomes, that is 32, and they produce their gametes ova by meiosis, and ova produced also would be with the 16 chromosomes or n number of chromosomes. Some of this n number of ova or haploid ova would be fertilized with the sperms, and diploid will be regained in the zygote. Zygote will be 2n, and this 2n zygote would develop into a female individual. Some of the ova develop into a male organism without fertilization. They do not undergo fertilization, and directly they develop into a male individual by the process called parthenogenesis. So organisms in the case of honeybee, organisms produced or developed by parthenogenesis are males, and organisms they developed from a zygote after fertilization would become female organisms, female individuals. Okay, so these are the different patterns of sex determination in organisms. Other pattern of sex determination are also there, but that we are not going to discuss here. That is not for you to study. Okay, we will wind up the class here. We will see in the next class. Bye. Male individuals are haploid individuals. What do you mean haploid individuals? Every cell in the body is haploid. They are haploid. In honeybee, the haploidy is 16 pairs of 16. The chromosome number is 16. And in the male honeybee, in the female honeybee, it is 32, diploid condition. Okay. Or in other words, when males have 16 chromosomes, females have 16 pairs of chromosomes. Okay. Males produce sperms by mitosis. Not the difference? Not by meiosis. Here the sperms are produced not by meiosis, as in other cases. Here sperms are produced by mitosis. So as a result, you know that the chromosome number remains same. So sperms are also with the 16 chromosomes. Okay. So and the females, they have 32 chromosomes and they produce ova by meiosis. They produce ova by meiosis. So ova are also with 16 chromosomes. Because females have 32 chromosomes and by meiosis the chromosome number is reduced to half and all the ova produced are with the 16 chromosomes, n number of chromosomes. Okay, let us once again see the condition. Males are diploid organisms with n number of chromosomes. That is 16. N number is 16. And the male individuals are haploid individuals with n number of chromosomes, that is 16. 16 is n number of chromosomes for haploid condition. And the female honeybees are diploid organisms with a 2n number of chromosomes or 32 chromosomes. Now, how do they produce their gametes? Males produce their gametes by mitosis. So the chromosome number, the n number of chromosome number remain as it is in the gamete, in the sperms also, that is 16 chromosomes. Whereas in female, gametes are produced by meiosis and the diploid chromosome number is reduced to haploid, that is 16. And now, when fertilization takes place, sperm fertilizes with the ovum. 16 plus 16, the chromosome number becomes 2n, 32 in the zygote, and the zygote develops into a female individual because females are diploid, a female individual. But not all the ova are produced, not all the ova are fertilized by sperms like this. Certain ova develop directly into an organism by parthenogenesis. I know you have already studied what is parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis is the process of developing an individual from an ovum without fertilization. So in honeybee, these individuals will retain the haploid and they become male individuals. Okay, let us see once again what is the condition of honeybees. In honeybees, males are with n number, they are haploid, they produce sperms by mitosis. So, sperms are also with the n number of chromosomes, 16. Males are diploid with the 2n number of chromosomes, that is 32, and they produce their gametes ova by meiosis, and ova produced also would be with the 16 chromosomes or n number of chromosomes. Some of this n number of ova or haploid ova would be fertilized with the sperms and diploid will be regained in the zygote. Zygote will be 2n and this 2n zygote would develop into a female individual. Some of the ova develop into a male organism without fertilization. They do not undergo fertilization and directly they develop into a male individual by the process called parthenogenesis. So organisms, in the case of honeybee, organisms produced or developed by parthenogenesis are males, and organisms they developed from a zygote after fertilization would become female organisms, female individuals. Okay, so these are the different patterns of sex determination in organisms. Other pattern of sex determination are also there, but that we are not going to discuss here. That is not for you to study. Okay, we will wind up the class here. We'll see in the next class.